One of these men is a glider pilot who recently made international headlines. What is your name, please?
My name is Dick Schreder.
What is your name, please?
My name is Dick Schreder.
What is your name, please?
My name is Dick Schreder.
Two of these people are imposters. Only one is the real Dick Schreder, and is the only one sworn to tell the truth. And here is our host, Bud Collyer.
Thank you very much, and welcome once again to Tell the Truth. Now may I introduce our panel. First, Mr. Tom Poston.
Howdy.
Next, Miss Kitty Carlisle. Then Mr. Don Ameche. And finally, Miss Polly Bergen. Don, I understand you're leaving us for Hollywood Way to star in a new picture, Fever in the Blood?
Yes, that's right, Bud. Thank you. After next week.
Sounds exciting. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
And Tom, you're already functioning in stock, aren't you?
Yes, I come back and forth, you know, from... Last week, I mentioned that the people in Maine didn't have TV sets, and Bud, have I heard about that? They all have TV up there, but you know you only kid the people you love. I'm going back to Maine next week at Kennebunkport. Right now, I'm at Laconia, Guilford, New Hampshire.
What's the play?
The Male Animal.
Male Animal.
Yeah,
Good luck.
Very,
Best of it.
very enjoyable.
Okay, well, let's read an enjoyable...
I'm not doing anything.
You're not doing anything?
No.
I'll see you right after the show.
Okay.
Follow along with your copies of this first affidavit as I read it. I, Dick Schreder, am an amateur sailplane pilot. A sailplane is a high-performance glider. Since it has no engine, the sailplane depends upon air currents and thermal drafts for its power. Last month, while competing as a member of the United States team in the World Gliding Championships in Cologne, West Germany, I strayed across the Iron Curtain and landed 30 miles inside East Germany. Unlike many others who have wandered into communist-dominated territory, I was released in less than 24 hours. The next day, both my glider and I were back in competition. Signed, Dick Schreder. Three stalwart gentlemen start our proceedings tonight. Panel, all claiming to be Dick Schreder, sailplane pilot. And let's begin this first round with Tom Poston. Tom?
Thank you. Dick, number 2, how do you spell Cologne in Germany?
K-O-U-M-L-A-N.
Thank you. Dick, number 3, what is the name of the landing apparatus on a glider, a sailplane?
The skid.
You're telling us, Dick, you're telling us. You answered that as though it were a question. Is that your answer?
That's my answer.
What if your plane drags a wing? Is there any protection against that in a glider?
Not usually, no.
What do you say, number 2? You have protection against...
Your protection is your own skill.
Number 1, what is the tallest building in Cologne, please?
I would say the Cologne Cathedral.
Thank you, I would too.
Kitty Carlisle.
Number 1, are you any relation to the Mr. Schreder who wrote Dear Mabel and is the president of my bank?
No.
Are you number 2?
No, it's
Are you
spelled
number
differently.
3?
No, ma'am.
Different fella. Why does a glider plane have no motor? Number 1.
Well, the best way I could answer that is to say it's a power airplane without a motor. And,
What is a thermal draft, number 2?
Thermal draft is when you heat up the ground or heat up anything. The hot air tends to go upward, and this is what we call a thermal.
Upward draft. What is a sailplane, number 3?
A sailplane is a high-performance glider.
What does that mean?
Well, it means that it has higher performance than a normal glider.
Higher, how do you mean? It goes higher?
Better.
It's more
probably,
efficient.
as well as higher. Don Ameche.
Number 2, how do you score points in a World Championship glider competition?
Well, it depends on the event. For instance, on the distance event, the fellow that goes the furthest gets 1,000 points.
And what about the rest of the points, number 1?
Well, it'd be a triangular course, which could be either 100, 200, or 300 miles. And that would be based on speed, your average speed over each of those 3 triangular courses.
Number 2, what would determine the top speed of number 3, rather, what would determine the top speed of a glider?
Well, it'd be the design of the glider and how fast you want to come down.
No,
Polly Bergen.
You know, it's unfair because for years we had people, who've been doing things in Europe, and I could never ask questions because I'd never been. And I finally went last year, and I didn't go to Germany. Number 2, where's the Eiffel Tower?
We keep that in Paris.
Thank you. I just wanted you to know, Kitty, that I got around over there, If it's number 1, or number 3, if a thermal, does a thermal draft, that means the draft that's going up, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What is a draft called that's going down?
Well, I suppose that would be a downdraft.
Then why do they call a thermal draft an updraft?
That's all the time we have, I'm sorry to say, panel. So without consultation, will you kindly vote, and in so doing, mark your ballots. Voting for number 1, number 2, or number 3. The team of challengers will, as usual, get $250 for every incorrect vote. Everyone voted?
Yes.
Okay. Tom, for whom did you vote on this
I
first?
voted for number 1, Bud. I didn't get a chance to ask him many questions myself, but when the other panelists did, I liked his answers very much.
Kitty, your vote?
I voted for number 1. I don't know anything about glider planes, as you can well see, but I thought that number 1 looked like a fellow who would go into a glider plane competition.
Oh, I see. Don?
well, I voted for number 1, and so far as I'm concerned, it was pure guess. I know nothing about glider planes either, so whatever.
Polly, which one did you select?
I voted for number 1. Because I figured everybody else was going to vote for number 2. And I wanted to be the only one who missed it.
Oh, I see. Well, the panel did well last week. There was great unanimity of opinion last week, and let's see how it works out this one. We have, starting off with unanimous for number 1. Their minds all made up. Let's all of us find out right now in our own special moment of truth which one of these gentlemen is the real sailplane pilot. So will the real Dick Schreder please stand up? Thank you, Dick, very much. Thank you, sir.
Well, I tell you give us a lot of information and we go to town.
You stick together whether you lose or win. That's the way it's going these last couple of weeks. Let's find out about the others now. Number 1, you tell us your real name. You garnered most of the votes and what you really do.
My name is Jim Small. I'm a city business manager for Chevrolet Motor Division here in New York City.
Sneaky idea, you all voted him because he looks the lightest, and he thought probably he'd glide the farthest. Number 2, your real name and what you do, please.
Yes, my name is Wayne Green. I'm editor and publisher of 73 magazine for radio amateurs.
Thank you, sir. Well, you did real well at fooling our panel. There were 1, 2, 3, 4 incorrect votes at $250 each for a grand total from Camels of $1,000. Gentlemen, a good evening for you. And, of course, when you weigh out a carton of those fine Camel cigarettes for each of you. Thanks for being with us. Happy sailing. Good night and good luck. Panel, may I present our second team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Doris Fennelli.
What is your name, please?
My name is Doris Fennelli.
What is your name, please?
My name is Doris Fennelli.
Would you follow along once again with your copies of this second affidavit, panel? I, Doris Fennelli, am a policewoman. Although I am experienced in various phases of police work, my most exciting assignment was to operate as an undercover agent in narcotics. Working as a team with a disguised policeman, I posed as a narcotics user and hung around on street corners in areas where dope pushers were known to operate. As a result of the evidence compiled, more than 100 dope peddlers were arrested. My department gave me the Badge and Key Award for outstanding police work, the first time the award has ever been presented to a woman. Signed, Doris Fennelli. All right, panel, as you heard, these 3 ladies all claim to be Doris Fennelli. Policewoman, let's start this cross-examination with Polly Bergen. Polly?
Thank you, Bud. Before I ask any of these questions, we had a gentleman at one time who was a police officer who did undercover work, and I asked several questions referring to slang expressions. I would like to clear up the fact that I learned these expressions from reading mystery magazines. All right, is that clear?
Sure.
All right.
Not from your associate.
Number one, what's a fuzz?
I don't know.
Number two, what's a fuzz?
A cop.
Number three, what's a mainliner?
That is a person who injects drug into their arm or the main vein.
Number two, what's a dip?
I don't know.
Number three, what's a dip?
Could be a pickpocket.
Tom Poston. I don't mean Tom Poston's a dip, you understand.
A dope. Number one, do you know Ed Hayes as a policewoman? Do you know Ed Hayes?
No, I don't.
Thank you. Number three, what is an axe?
I don't know.
Would you know if I asked you in relation to a musician, what is a musician's axe? You happen to know number two.
No, I don't.
Number one, do you know the colors on the ribbon that an honor cop wears?
No, I don't.
Do you happen to know number three, the colors on the ribbon that an honor cop wears?
My department wears blue and yellow.
Thank you. I didn't know they were different.
Kitty?
Number two, who is Ed Hayes?
I don't know.
Number three?
I don't know.
Hey, is that a bum steer? Number one, what is the basis of all narcotics?
The basis of narcotics, do you mean what is it used for?
No, what is it made of?
Drugs.
But what kind of drugs?
Different ones. Opium,
What else?
marijuana, the hemp weed.
Number two, what are the basis of drugs?
Well, most of them are derived from opium,
Which is made from what?
the poppy seed.
And where do we get most of it from?
Most of what? The opium?
The poppy seeds.
Most of
Do
it-
we grow any here?
No, most of it's from the east.
Uh-huh. Number three, where did you get this badge of the badge and key? Have you got it with you?
No, I don't.
Can we see it?
No, I don't.
What does it look like?
Don Ameche.
What, number three, what U.S. government agency handles dope?
Federal Narcotics Agency.
I beg your pardon?
Federal Narcotics.
Number two, how much space would a pound of opium take about? Could you show me?
A pound?
Yes.
Well, it usually comes in such small quantities that it's rather difficult to say.
Well, then
It'd
say
be
a
an
half a
awful lot.
pound or a quarter of a pound.
About a handful for a quarter of a pound, perhaps. It's a
Handful
very
for-
light, powdery substance.
Number one, how much can you cut dope?
You can cut it to 100%, 100%
And still have it be effective?
I guess that's it. Let's see how effective we are this time as we come to our time to vote. And without consultation, will you each mark your ballots and select number one, number two, or number three? Okay, panel, have you all taken your shots?
Blast off.
Everybody voted? As soon as you have, then I'll start calling for the votes. Polly?
Don't rush me.
That's Tom, but I can't call him. There we are. Tom, for whom did you vote this time?
I voted for that one. That one there. That one, number one there. Don't ask me why.
Okay. Kitty, your vote.
I voted for number three. She seemed very stern and severe, and I think she knew what she was talking about. Oh, it's
Yeah?
a terrible thing to say anything about this particular spot. It looks like you know more than you should know.
I don't mind.
Don, which one do you think is the real one?
I voted for number three because she said that the honor ribbon was yellow and blue, and I have no idea what it should be.
There's good sound reasoning all the way down the line tonight. Now we come to Polly, the soundest reasoner of them all. Polly?
Well, I'm absolutely positive it's number two.
You
to
are?
begin with, you see.
You are?
But you rushed me, so I voted for number three. I eliminated number one because she didn't know what a fuzz was. Number two and number three both did. Number two didn't know what a dip was. Number three did know what a dip was. And I just have a hunch it's number 2, but I had to vote for number 3 because of the answers, and I don't know what color the badge thingamajiggy is either.
Okay, let's get to it now and see how well we did this time. As we discover which one of these ladies is the real decorated policewoman. Will the real Doris Fennelli please stand up? You did very well indeed. Thank you very much. While you're still standing, though, I would like to say that the Philadelphia Police Department, of which this young lady is a very proud member, was cited by a United States Senate subcommittee for its outstanding work in narcotics in the United States. Thank you very much. You may be seated now, if you will, and we'll find out about the others. Number 1, would you tell us your real name and what you really do?
My name is Gwen Smiley, and I'm a housewife here in New York City.
And number 2, your real name and what you do.
My name is Joe Earnest, and I'm working on a PhD at Indiana University.
Thank you. Now we come to checking the score. We found this time there was only one incorrect vote. Panel did well this time, but that's $250 from Camel's and a carton of Camel's cigarettes for each of you. Hope you had an enjoyable visit. We certainly had a good time having you here. Keep up your good work, young lady. Good night, and God bless you. Now, panel, let's meet our third team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Henry Treplich.
What is your name, please?
My name is Henry Treplich.
What is your name, please?
My name is Henry Treplich.
Follow along once again, if you will, panel, with this affidavit. I, Henry Treplich, was born in a zoo and have been interested in animals ever since. I am now the largest dealer in wild animals in this country. I supply birds, snakes, and animals of all sizes to zoos throughout the world. Each year I go abroad on a buying trip. Last month I returned in a chartered airplane with 22 tons of animal life, including birds, monkeys, poisonous snakes, and 8 elephants. At my store in the heart of New York City, I have for sale at reasonable prices several giant red kangaroos, a number of Indian pythons, some Sumatra orangutans, 2 man-eating monitor lizards, a Himalayan bear, and a red-rumped crested bulbul. Signed, Henry Treplich. Three gentlemen, this time, once again, all claiming to be Henry Treplich, animal dealer. And we'll start this round with Kitty Carlisle. Kitty?
Thank you, Bud. I know a song about Abdul the Bulbul Emir,
Yeah.
but I don't know what a red-rumped crested bulbul is. Can you tell me number 1?
It's a bird that comes from India and it has a rear rump. It's the
It
size
has
of
a
rump.
crest on its rump.
No, it has a crest and the rump is red.
Oh. I'm sorry I started the whole thing. Number 2.
Well, you should be happy to know that its rump is in the rear, anyway.
And it hasn't got any feathers on. Oh, dear. Well, what is a man-eating monitor lizard, number 2?
Well, it's a lizard that is vicious, that attacks human beings.
How big is it?
It grows up to 6 feet.
Really? Number 3, what zoo were you born in?
Don Ameche. Here I go again. Now, wait a minute. Not Don Ameche Zoo. Don Ameche?
Number 3, what kind of an airplane brought this load of animals over?
Royal Dutch Airlines, KLM.
What kind?
Thank you.
What kind of an
Oh,
airplane?
that was a DC-6K.
Number 2, how were these animals carried in this plane?
Well, the elephants were in crates. The monkeys were also in smaller crates. The elephants were tied down to the floor with iron chains. The birds were carried in bamboo cages.
Yeah. Number 1, how many attendants were on this flight?
3 attendants.
Number 3,
Polly?
Bud, I don't know whether Mr. Treplich remembers, but about 9 years ago, I was in his shop trying to buy a cheetah. After meeting him, read his book and was very fascinated by all the wonderful stories he tells about I'll have to disqualify myself. I recognize Mr. Treplich.
Okay, Polly. Well enough. We'll count that then one incorrect
I love
vote.
to cheat because I need every right answer I can get, but...
That figures that you would go down to buy a cheetah.
Thank you. Number 3, as a wild animal buyer and person familiar with wild animals, do you know who Eileen Jensen is?
Who? I beg your pardon?
Eileen Jensen.
Eileen Jensen. I have never done any business with her.
Thank you. Tell me, number 3, how does an elephant differ from other animals?
Well, you have the African elephant and you have the Indian elephant.
Yes. Number 2, is there a specific in which an elephant differs from other animals? Very
Well,
quick.
it's got the trunk in front.
So does a traveling actor.
Doesn't carry it under its arm like most of them do. Well, that's it. Once again, panel, it's time to vote, if you will, please.
I'll sell my answer cheap.
Will you kindly mark your ballots and vote for number 1, number 2, or number 3? Okay, has everyone voted?
No, I haven't.
Of course, with my luck, I didn't recognize the right one.
All right, quickly, panel. Time is running a little tight here. So, Tom, whom did you vote this time?
Number 3, I don't have much of a reason. So I voted for number E.
Kitty?
I voted for number 1. I was mad for his answer about the red-crested rumped bulbul.
Don, which one do you think is the real one?
I voted for number 2. I thought that description of his of how the animals were transported was a little elaborate, but I still must vote for number 2.
Okay, there we have it, and you are disqualifying yourself, Polly, so that's one incorrect vote that goes up. You think you disqualified yourself for the wrong one, do you?
No, I don't.
Well, don't tell us
You want
now.
me to vote?
No, don't tell us. No, it's all right. Let's find out right now whether Polly recognized or didn't recognize as we discover which one of these 3 gentlemen is the wild animal dealer. So may I ask the real Henry Treplich to please stand up. Thank you very much, Henry. I had to act as though I didn't know him, too, because I bought a crested, not a bulbul, but a canary from him one time. Polly?
By the way, the most fascinating thing in the world is just to visit Mr. Trefling's shop, which is like traveling into the wildest jungle. It's absolutely fascinating. Really.
We'll go on a safari sometime together down to your shop. It is a wonderful experience. Number 2, would you tell us your real name and what you really do, please?
My name is Richard Schirmacher, and I'm operation manager in North America for Lufthansa, the German Airlines.
And number 3, your real name and what you do, please, sir.
My name is David Muller. I'm an importer of novelties in azaleas and rhododendrons.
Thank you very much. We checked the score of this trip and you find that there were 3 incorrect votes at $250 each. So the panel had all kinds of variety tonight. That is a total of $750 from Camels and a carton of Camel cigarettes for each of you. Thank you very much. Good night and good hunting. Now something short and sweet from our alternate sponsor, Helene Curtis. Now, that's all the time we have for tonight, panel. It was fun, though, I think you'll admit. Reminding everyone, however, this is a very exciting election year, and it behooves every citizen to dig down and contribute to the party of your choice, and dig in and work for the party of your choice. Most important of all, vote. Vote in all elections, especially the primaries. I guess that's about all, except, yes.
May I, for all of us, wish you the very best of everything?
Oh,
yes,
thank you very much.
for all of us.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. I'll be leaving the show for about 3 weeks. I expect to be all mended up and back with you in time. And in the meantime, I'll miss you, so God bless you. My good friend Jim Fleming will be sitting here. Try not to impeach the truth too much when he's here. And that's it. Good night, panel.
Good night.
Good night, Bud.
God bless you. Bud Collier saying good night from Camels and reminding you to tell the truth. Good night, everyone.
To Tell the Truth is a Mark Goodson, Bill Podman production in association with the CBS Television Network.